This 915 talk is not live. It was originally recorded in November of this year, but we believe it's important to listen to today.
"915 Talk" is a production of Desert Voice Media. You can visit desertvoice.media to learn more.
915 TALK.
The world is looking at El Paso.
What will we say to the world? From the KELP studio in El Paso, this is 915 Talk.
And now your host.
Oh, Mac Daddy Del Norte, what's going on?
That was my fault.
Oh, it's live. We're
It
live.
is live. We are live. I do apologize
it
for that.
It said we're not live. I feel like I need to hold up a newspaper to prove
Yes,
that today is
that is-
December 16th, year of our Lord, 2025.
Oh, man.
We are broadcasting live from the heart of the world's largest border place.
Yes,
We're here at the
yes.
KELP studio in El Paso. This is 915 Talk. You know, Mac Daddy Del Norte, we
Yeah.
continue on this educational journey.
Yes, we do.
I'm super excited about what we're going to be talking about today.
What is that, Andy?
It's something you have coming up real soon.
Me?
Yeah, when you retire.
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm not planning on retiring anytime soon. I'm too young.
Yeah, well, you know, I was thinking about this because
Uh-huh.
I also don't plan to retire anytime soon.
Uh-huh. Oh, great. We can retire together.
Yeah, mate. Well,
when the time comes.
I hope I beat you to it. But we're going to be talking about Medicare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't really affect me personally,
Uh-huh.
except I have some elderly family members.
Oh, yes, we all do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of nuance to it. So we have a great engineer at this station,
Yes.
and he told me he's retired.
Mm-hmm.
He said you have to meet my insurance professional
Oh, nice.
when it comes to Medicare because
Uh-huh.
she really helped out him and his family, his wife. And there's a lot of nuance to all this.
Uh-huh.
And I think for those who are retired, it is important to hear what we're going to be talking about today. But also people like you and me who have elderly relatives, get a few
Definitely.
pointers and just learn how things work, right?
Yeah, that
Because
is
we're
correct.
on this educational journey, Mac Daddy Del Norte.
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
And for today, we have a very special guest in the studio.
Okay.
Do you know why she's special?
Yeah, because you just mentioned her profession.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she is very special.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, wait, what is happening?
oh,
is
we have
happening?
breaking news, Andy.
Breaking news? What is
Yep.
the breaking news?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, what is happening?
Let's see.
Is it something new?
Important announcement. You can now feed your mind, feed your soul with the KELP radio app. Listen to your favorite Christian teaching and talk programs on your smartphone from anywhere in the world
From
with the
anywhere in the world.
KELP radio app. You can
can
download the app on your
in the
app
App
store
Store.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because our special guest was talking about how she travels a lot around
Mm-hmm.
West Texas, southern New Mexico, helping folks out. We're
nice.
going over all the frequencies that we have.
Yes.
It turns out she listens to us mainly up in Las Cruces.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
but I said, well, wherever you go, if you have internet connection, you can
Yep.
listen through the KELP
Yep.
radio app.
Nice.
You can feed your mind and feed your soul.
Definitely.
It's a beautiful thing. So
Uh-huh.
I do want to get into this conversation about Medicare, but
Okay.
first I do have to give the disclaimer.
Yes.
Nothing in this broadcast is in any way to be construed as medical advice.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doctors.
We're not. Definitely.
It's not legal advice. We're
Right.
not lawyers. And also,
Mm-hmm.
what else is it not?
We're not Medicare.
We're not Medicare.
Oh.
Oh,
Medicare
nice.
Advantage.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we
Nice,
go.
okay.
All right. Anyway, if you need medical, legal, financial advice, go find a professional and pay
Yes.
them.
Yes.
This is for informational purposes only. We're just two people talking.
That is correct.
And hopefully we'll all learn. So without further ado, let's give a very warm Borderland welcome to the one, the only, Sandra De La Torre. Sandra, welcome to 915 Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's so much to dive into today, but you were telling me your story of how you got into all of this with Medicare, insurance, all of that. Was this your dream when you were a little girl? Someday I'm going to grow up and become an insurance professional.
Never. Never did I think I was going to be doing what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm. And what were you doing before you went into this?
Well, I was first a truck driver.
Oh, wow.
And then for 21 years before I did this, I took care of people with physical disabilities and mental disabilities, Alzheimer's, dementia, at home for 21 years.
Okay. So it was, what is that called? Like adult foster care?
It was a foster home, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Adult foster
God
care.
blessed us with the 2 acres in the valley.
Wow.
And so we had chickens and lambs and just a bunch of stuff that kept them stimulated, just being out there. And
wow.
it was nice.
That is so cool. I mean, what is something about adult foster care for people with disabilities that you would want the world to know?
Foster home is more intimate care. Nothing against the big facilities, but when you only have 3 people for 2 staff, that makes a world of difference.
Okay.
It's just more homey compared to the big facilities.
Sure.
You start to care for them like your children because they cannot explain when something is wrong, but
Right.
yet you know them so well. You start
Yeah.
seeing their eyes, you start seeing their behavior, and you know something is wrong. They don't have to
Right.
speak in order for you to know something is not right.
Wow. Wow. And then what need did you see that kind of pointed you to the insurance world?
My daddy.
Okay.
My daddy came home one time and showed me the red, white, and blue card. And he
Okay.
said, I have insurance. He's into construction.
Okay.
And so he really didn't have insurance. You know, he fluctuated and always ran to Mexico to get his to see his doctors. But he came in one day and he said, look, I'm Medicare eligible and I got my little card. And I said, great. Well, he didn't use it till 7 years after I took him to the doctor. He got sick. And I remember so well, the first thing they told us, pay for the for the consultation, and which we did. And then they sent it to lab. So we paid for that. And I kept saying, when is this little card going to pay what it needs to be paid for, right? And then we went to get his medication. And he didn't have an additional card because we thought it was one card that would take care of everything. And they said, no, it has no Part D. Therefore, he should have gotten a Part D plan.
Okay.
And so we paid that out of pocket as well.
Okay.
And that's
So the red, white, and blue card, what is that?
the Medicare card.
So that is the Medicare card.
Correct.
It's called the red, white, and blue card. So your dad, who spent his life in construction, he would run to Juarez, like many of us do,
Yes.
to get medical care.
Correct.
He thought, well, now I'm good. I have my Medicare.
Correct.
That I don't need to pay for anything ever again.
Correct.
Right. And then he started going in and it's like, well, there's this deductible, $50, $100. And I think in that situation, it doesn't even matter what the amount is.
Correct.
It's like, well, I thought it was free now.
Correct.
Right. And so what you're saying is there were deductibles for the medical care,
Yes.
but then he went for the medicine and there was a deductible for that as well.
Well, he had no coverage
Oh, no coverage at
because he
all.
had never received a card. He wasn't aware that he had coverage.
So the red, white, and blue card wasn't enough.
Correct. The red, white, and blue is just medical.
Okay.
Hospitalization.
What colors do you need for the
For the Part D?
Yes.
Well, that's carried by private companies.
Okay.
And that's where I come in.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right. So walk me through this because I literally know nothing about any of this. Okay. I just, hear things here and there, enrollment periods. It's shocking to me. I don't know if it's shocking, but it's surprising that there's this government program called Medicare, and then there's private companies involved, these big insurance carriers. So for someone, let's say I just turned, is it 65?
Correct.
65, and I come to Sandra De La Torre, and I say, set me up. What do I need to know?
Well, let's backtrack. You've got 7 months to enroll in Medicare. That's the federal government.
Okay.
Okay, so 3 months prior to the month of your birthday.
Okay.
And then 3 months after.
Okay.
That's the initial enrollment period. So when you enroll through ssa.gov, that's the only place you can enroll for Medicare, then once you have a Part A effective, which is a hospitalization, and Part B effective, that's when your red, white, and blue little card comes in. Okay, so then you would have to get a prescription drug plan if you're not employed with credible coverage.
Okay, so let's make sure I got everything right so far. It's 3 months before I turn 65.
You start applying.
I start applying. So I go to ssa.gov.
Correct.
And that's the Social Security Administration.
Correct.
That's a government website. I don't go to you for that.
No.
Okay. And that's Medicare, which is just medical care. I need to go to a doctor visit. I need hospitalization.
Correct.
It's all of those things.
Correct. But there's deductibles that have to be met for
Okay.
both Part A and Part B.
Okay. Is there a way? Okay. Part A and Part B, what's that?
Part A, hospitalization.
Okay.
And Part B is medical.
Okay. So
That's
part A is I broke my leg while I was skydiving. Part B is I have a cold.
No, your doctors, your specialist,
Okay.
MRI, CT scans, lab work,
Gotcha.
all of that.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's Part A and Part B. There are deductibles involved.
Correct.
Is there a way around those deductibles?
Yes.
Okay.
Private companies.
Okay. So for the free part, there's deductibles. Private companies, I'm going to pay them something. Is that correct?
Well, and Medicare is not free.
Oh.
No.
Well, this is bad news. What have I been working all these
Is the
years for,
camera on
Sandra?
you? Well, you pay, well, all of our checks have a little deduction that say Medicare.
Okay.
And so we're putting into the Part A, which is hospitalization.
Okay.
So hopefully by the time we are 65, getting ready to retire, or for your age, God only knows.
Yeah.
I'm 67 already.
Right.
I have to be 67 for me to be fully
Covered.
correct.
Yeah.
And so money has been taken away so that we could have the Medicare Part A paid for. Okay. Then comes Part B. There's a premium for the Part B. For 2026, it'll be $200. I blanked out.
Yeah. $200 some dollars.
$200 some dollars.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you have to get the Part D. And so what happens there is that to keep your cost at a lower copay, most of the time it works that you get covered by a private company, which is
So am I right to understand if I've been paying my taxes my whole life, then I'm more covered?
yes, well, because you paid into Part A.
Oh, okay. Part A, which is hospitalization.
Correct. So they should be
Okay.
no premium for that.
Okay. So I'm covered. Once I turn 65, if I have a skydiving accident, I'm covered. I'm good
But there's a deductible, $1,700 and some dollars.
per year.
No, for hospitalization.
Oh, just
for
per-
a benefit period
per-
of 60 days. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. A lot of nuance
a
here.
lot of.
Okay, so that's why I need to come to Sandra De La Torre when I turn 65, or 3 months before, to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Then there's, in the middle of all this, if you really, really want it to be where there's no deductible or any of that, you reach out to a private company.
Correct.
And that's where I come to you.
Brokers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And give me an example of what this looks like.
Okay, you come to me, you're 65, you have Part A and B, and you tell me what happened with Daddy. I went to the doctor, nothing. This little card paid nothing.
Yeah.
And so that's where we
The
look.
red, white, and blue
Correct.
for the first time ever was let me down.
Right. And so we start looking at all your options by the county.
Okay.
So unfortunately, in the area that we are, we get notifications from other states, Las Cruces.
Okay.
Plans in Las Cruces are not the same as in El Paso and Hudspeth.
Okay.
Okay, so people from Las Cruces call me and tell me, I want this, I want that. Well, no, you have to reside in the county. And so we start looking at all your options. The first thing a broker needs to do is do a needs analysis.
Okay.
Which is if you're already under medical care, we want to make sure that your doctors are in network, and we want to make sure that your medication is going to be covered.
Okay. All right. So, so you need to make sure that your doctors are a part of the coverage that you choose.
Correct. In network. That's what's called in network.
Wow. Okay. All right. So it would be kind of like a fail to go out, get some coverage, and then find out that your primary care provider, who you love, who you're comfortable with, is in a different network and you're not covered.
Correct.
All right. So that's why you really need a broker to walk you through this, because it sounds complicated.
It is, but it isn't.
Okay.
So as long as you do a diligent job and you look at everything and you go into the platforms and make sure that the doctors are in network, it's fairly easy.
Okay. I love this, Sandra, because every day I get an education and I like to quiz myself. So again, part A is hospitalization. Part B is just medical. Part D is prescription medicine.
Correct.
What's part C? Did we go over part C?
Part C is the Medicare Advantage plans.
Oh my goodness. Medicare Advantage. How's that different from Medicare?
Okay. Medicare Advantage plans, that's what the federal government, Medicare, oversees all of the private companies, which is Humana, United, Molina, all of these companies, okay? So it's called Medicare Advantage because it gives you what traditional Medicare doesn't.
Okay.
For example, once you pay your deductibles with Medicare, there's a 20% co-insurance that you have to pay.
Oh, wow.
The person, okay? So it accumulates constantly. Okay? But with the Medicare Advantage, they all have a maximum out of pocket.
Okay.
And it varies depending on the plan you select, depending on the carrier. It varies. It could be anywhere from $2,900 to $7,900. But that's a maximum. So God forbid, during that time, you've paid your co-insurance, which is the co-pays. I mean, the co-pays, not the co-insurance, I'm sorry. So all of that accumulates to the maximum out of pocket. Once that is reached, you pay zero.
Okay. All right. So it's a whole mixture of government assistance and private care.
Yes.
And private
insurance. Correct.
Okay. So we have SSA.gov involved. We have Sandra De La Torre involved. And we're really looking through all these different options. I do want to compare some of the options that are out there. But first, we do need to take a break. If you're just joining us with Sandra De La Torre, she's an independent licensed agent for Medicare health plans. It's a whole new world for me, but I think it's important for us to talk about these things because you told the story of your father who kind of thought, well, I have Medicare now. I'm totally covered. And that's what got you into this whole field. So it's truly important for us to understand, and for people my age, because we have older loved ones who maybe aren't aware of these things. We do need to take a break. Before we go into the break, I do want to mention that on this radio station, you hear about end of the year giving for Cornerstone Broadcasting. And on this program, you hear each and every day about Desert Voice Media. Desert Voice Media is a part of Cornerstone Broadcasting, and we exist to bring local Christian programming to the borderland, to southern New Mexico. Your giving helps cover the cost of local programming and keep this radio station on the air. Thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing by listening, by sharing with your friends about this radio station, and of course praying and giving. If you'd like to give a Year of the End donation, you can go to desertvoice.media. There's a donate link right there. It's super easy. It takes a minute. It's secure. It's online. Or you can give a call to 915-779-0016. But in any case, we are so appreciative to each and every one of you. We're excited for what this year has been, all the work that has been done, so much behind the scenes. Also an improved radio signal for many of you, the addition of the app, we're now on Alexa, all these things to bring the most important message in the world to our community. Thank you for being a part of it. We are so appreciative as we are on this journey to learn to love our city, love our neighbors, give God all the glory. We're going to go into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
915 Talk is listener supported and is a production of Desert Voice Media. That's right. It's people just like you who make this program possible. Together with Desert Voice, you can learn how to better serve our neighbors and pray for our community. To become a Desert Voice Media partner, you can visit desertvoice.media. That's right. That's the website, desertvoice.media. Take a look and join us today in reaching our borderland for Christ.
What an incredible year. We're looking back on 2025 with a grateful heart and an eye for a wonderful 2026. Together, we've seen Cornerstone Broadcasting expand into more of the borderland with new local programming, a more broad listener base, and new technology to serve you even better. How? Well, it's your generous giving that's been the key. Your love for this ministry and our neighbors keeps God's message alive and vibrant. We're winding down 2025, and as we do, would you remember us in your end-of-year giving plans? It'll make a big difference in keeping local Christian programming on the air, and we're continually updating behind the scenes to bring you the best sounding station we can. Give now through December 31st, and we'll count you in. You can just look for the Cornerstone Broadcasting link at kelpradio.com or call 915-779-0016. And thank you from all of us at El Paso's Christian Station, KELP.
915.
Testify. I was a crack addict. I was out of control. I did not know the Lord. But there came a point in time where I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. And I remember asking God, please help me. But nothing would happen. The day my life changed was the day I saw what I believe was the devil himself. I was freebasing all night, watching pornographic videos. I closed my eyes, preparing to die as I felt I was going to OD. I figured that the end of my life was coming to an end, and the only thing I said was God. My cousin read a scripture that said, if the Son shall set you free, you will be free indeed. When he said that, I burst into tears. I knew my life had changed. The Holy Spirit came into my life. He forgave me of my sins, and I asked Jesus to be Lord and Savior of my life. My name's Art Moreno Jr. I'm from El Paso. God changed my life. I know he can change many others as well.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb
And by the word of their testimony.
DesertVoice.media.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you're listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frackett. Today, we're talking about Medicare health plans. We're joined by Sandra De La Torre. If you have questions for Sandra, you can actually reach her by this phone number. The number is 915-539-5659. Mac Daddy Del Norte. This is one of those afternoons. We've had quite a week. We've been through a lot. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So, but we're on the air.
We are on the air.
God is good.
God is good.
And I'm going to check to make sure you've been paying attention.
Okay.
Yeah. So what have you learned so far about Medicare?
That it's for our elderly beloved ones
Yes.
who are looking for care insurance. I learned something important that I didn't know, which was very interesting, that you have to be careful with making sure that you have your doctor is within that network.
Yeah.
Because if you end up changing for whatever reason, it
Yeah.
may not cover you to see that doctor, and you'll have to find
Right.
someone new.
And I think especially well, I think at any age, but especially I think when you're older,
Yeah.
you might fall in love with a certain doctor. You feel comfortable with him.
Yeah. That is true.
And
That is
you
true.
don't want to go out and try out, some
Different
new
new ones.
doctors.
Yeah, that's true, because they tend to get to know you.
Yeah, exactly. They know what's going on in your life, and it just
Mhm.
is an extra stress point if you'd have to go out
Yeah.
and start from.
Also, the importance of like our guest was saying about the importance of a broker that
Yeah.
can help you find probably the plan that can best suit your needs, and
Right.
and then help you find the provider and all that. So
Mac Daddy, I thought you weren't paying attention, but
Oh,
you're
is that
doing
right?
pretty good. You're paying attention. Good
No,
job.
I'm always paying attention.
All right, so I got to ratchet it up a little bit.
Okay, let's do it.
A, B, C, and D. Do you remember the letters?
I do. The last one was advanced care or something like
That's
that.
C.
The C.
Yeah, Medicare Advantage.
And then B was Medicare.
No, I'm going to do this for you.
Yeah,
I'm going to
do
do
that
this
one.
for you. Okay. A is hospitalization.
Okay, yeah.
That's and Sandra, I want you to correct me if I'm
Correct.
wrong. Yeah, so it's hospitalization, but you still do have a deductible. That's the bad news, Mac Daddy.
Ooh.
And coinsurance.
Yeah, co-insurance.
Okay.
Okay, B is medical.
Correct.
Just like
Medical.
MRIs,
that's what it
your
was.
doctor, all that.
Okay.
C is the one you're talking about, Medicare Advantage.
Uh-huh.
And D is your prescription medicine. and you really need to, for every single one of those letters, it's a different thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Let's stay healthy, Mac Daddy Del Norte.
Too late. Too late.
Sandra, this is super important. This conversation. Let's talk about enrollment periods. So this is something I've just heard about. Oh, there's these enrollment periods. What are they? I think that's the question. What are they?
When you first turn 65,
okay,
or you were on Social Security disability income, after 24 consecutive months, you're eligible for Medicare.
Okay.
Okay. So that's called initial enrollment period.
Okay.
Okay. So you select a private company or decide to stay on traditional Medicare or get a Medicare supplement plan. Totally different thing.
So there's 3 options there.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So one is I'm sticking 100% with the government.
That's a federal government traditional. That's usually called traditional Medicare and a standalone Part D.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the other one is I don't know if I fully trust the government. That's me just joking, maybe. So I'm going to get a supplement.
Okay. A Medicare supplement is totally different from a Medicare Advantage plan.
So help me understand the second and third option.
Okay. Yeah. Medicare Advantage is a private company that offers medical coverage.
So these are these big names that we've heard of: Humana, United. What's the other one?
Molina, Aetna.
Okay.
Many in El Paso. Okay, so that's Medicare Advantage. Okay, so what happens there is that you have the PPO, the HMO, HMOPOS, the DSNP. Those are all acronyms for all of these plans that we have. In the county of El Paso, we have more than 60 plans.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so all of these different companies. Then, if you decide to go with the supplemental, these companies also offer a Medicare supplement plan, which helps cover the 20% coinsurance and deductibles that Medicare does not cover.
So why would I choose one over the other?
Excellent question.
Yeah.
For my clients, my prospects that call me and say, Sandra, I travel all over the United States. I don't want to be restricted to see a certain doctor, to get referrals, to get authorizations.
Yeah.
Well, you need some other authorizations. But nonetheless, when they want to do that, then I recommend a Medicare supplement plan.
Okay.
Okay. Medicare supplement plan, right now for newbies to Medicare, it's Plan G. You have from A to N. Different plans.
I was going to say we've done A, B, C, D. Now we're at G.
With the Medicare supplement.
So it goes all the way to the N.
A through N.
You know what, Sandra? I'm pretty sure our government's going to run out of letters at some point. But okay, so if someone is maybe they're this wouldn't make sense in El Paso, but they're snowbirds. They live part of the year in Florida, part of the year in Wisconsin. You're saying you might recommend a supplement plan.
Correct.
Or if they have kids and their kids are like, you can live with me for part of the year, but then I get tired of you. So you're going to go live with my brother or sister in another state for a little while.
3 months, correct.
Yeah. In that case, you might recommend
a Medicare supplement.
Okay.
Keep in mind that you still have to get a Part D plan.
Okay.
So there's 3 premiums: the Part B premium, the Medicare supplement premium, depending on the plan that you select, and then a Part D premium.
Okay. All right. So there's a supplement, and then what was the third? Because there's the Medicare government, there's supplement, and then the other one.
Traditional Medicare.
Oh, just traditional Medicare.
Correct. With a standalone Part D.
Okay. Okay. So why would I not want a traditional?
Because of the copays.
Okay, copays.
I'm sorry, coinsurance. It's coinsurance, 20%.
Okay.
And the deductibles.
All right. And if I'm only receiving Social Security, I still have a copay?
No.
Okay.
You could apply to the Department of Health and Human Services if you fall under the poverty level.
Okay.
And that's where the state comes in and helps out.
Oh, state of Texas?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So the Part B would be paid for if you qualify for the subsidies, and then you would also, if you qualify for all of the QMB, which is it pays the 20% coinsurance that Medicare doesn't pay. So if you wish to decide, if you wish to remain on traditional Medicare, get the assistance from the state if you do qualify financially, and then you just get a standalone Part D. And then that alone also has some assistance for people on the poverty level to help pay for their medication.
Okay.
And their deductible.
Okay.
And their premium.
Okay. All right. So there are situations where there aren't these copays, these coinsurance, and where we can go and say, hey, like, I can't afford any of this.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I do definitely want to get into all this, but first we have Charlie 1 on the phone with our traffic report. Charlie 1, what are you seeing out on the roads this afternoon?
A couple of things. First of all, Andy, let's go to Northeast where we have Woodrow Bean and Kellogg on a crash. And busy one here, but PD will be on it. We're going to have that PD activity there, Woodrow Bean and Kellogg. Then in Central, this is a very busy intersection in that Bassett Center area, Edgemere and Geronimo. We have the traffic lights stuck on red, all directions, so that's creating kind of havoc there for. That's creating kind of havoc there for the drivers there, Edgemere and Geronimo, where we have the traffic lights stuck on red, all directions. So you kind of have to treat that as a four-way stop sign. That's the easiest thing to do. And then closures go. This one will affect you here. I-10 West at Trade Center, with the left lane closed, that traffic is backing up to the Artcraft area until they clear that one up. That's a construction site that's going on. Gateway at Copia, right lane taken away there. Also, Gateway at Saragossa, right lane taken away. So in those areas, expect some more congestion going on and use caution. And Andy, back to you.
Charlie 1, that's a first. I've never heard of traffic lights being stuck in red in all directions. That's what's happening on Edgemere and Geronimo right now. How often do you see that?
Actually, quite often. Now, the worst scenario, Andy, would be traffic lights stuck on green all directions. that would be the worst scenario, But most of the time they're just flashing in all directions. These are stuck on red, but better stuck on red than on green. That's for sure.
That is a very fair point, Charlie 1. I did not think of that.
Oh, yeah.
So, Charlie 1, today we have Sandra De La Torre in the studio with us. She deals with Medicare health plans. And what I'm learning is there's all these different plans. There's A, B, C, D. We've even talked about G, and it goes all the way up to N. It sounds pretty complicated when it comes to Medicare. That's why you need a professional to work with you, a broker. But there is one thing in our life that we can count on. It's simple and it brings great results, and that's a bowl of menudo. And where would you recommend that folks go for that bowl of menudo?
That's true. A long time ago, years ago, it was called the poor man's soup. And also, it signifies, it's interesting because menudo signifies family, it signifies community. So you can find that bowl of menudo in Mi Perrito Cafe. They have they're open at 7 o'clock, so enjoy that delicious hot menudo. Put the oregano onions on it. You're good to go. Mi Perrito Cafe, 3123 with Andy.
Thank you, Charlie 1. We'll talk soon.
You bet.
And we're back with Sandra De La Torre, talking Medicare health plans, all these different letters. And I think I do now understand the one thing that was, I guess, kind of bothering me through all this is there is a situation in life where you're elderly and the government does pay for all of it, right? And so that's where you said the federal government covers the Medicare, and then for the copay, that's where the state of Texas or the state of New Mexico would come in.
Federal covers the Part D, premium deductible.
Okay.
And the medication is not free for 2026. There will be a copay for the people that do qualify for that, but nonetheless, it's minimal.
Okay. Right. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but how does that affect the actual health care? Is it not as good as if I have a plan that I'm paying for, or is it exactly the same care?
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same. There's more care. That's why the plans that I mentioned a while ago, which are the HMO or PPO, D stands for dual. People that are on both Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah.
Okay. So those plans have more ancillary benefits.
Okay.
More money to cover for their glasses. More dental coverage.
Okay.
For 2026, there's ancillary for benefits to pay utilities, to pay rent, to get over-the-counter products, hygiene products. But
Oh,
of
wow.
course, they have to qualify due to an illness. That's also together with the standard of the Medicaid and Medicare.
Okay. And then in the middle of all this, I'm thinking about, what all of us many of us will come up against, and that's end of life care. And where does all of this fit into that?
Hospice.
Okay.
So when a person were to be on a Medicare Advantage plan, once they decide to use hospice, Medicare is the one that covers that.
Okay. And so in that situation, you're covered. You can choose your hospice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's not a situation. I've just heard these different situations where I guess the person didn't have the right plan, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. It's just what I heard. But really, when the government took over, they also kind of stuck their fingers into that person's bank account and their assets. But when they have this advantage, they're free from that?
That sounds like somebody was on Medicaid.
Okay.
And if the person went to a long-term care facility,
Okay.
when they fill out the documents at the Department of Health and Human Services, there's a little section that you sign off on for MERP, acronym for Medicare Estate Recovery Program.
Okay.
Okay, so the state has paid for 24-hour care. So after that occurs, guess what happens?
The state has everything.
Possession of your home.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. And this is not what you deal with and what you're working
No,
with?
I
Okay.
don't work for the state, and I
Yeah.
don't work for the federal government.
Right. Well, no, I understand that. But do you deal with any of this? I've heard of like different types of insurance, like end of life care and all of that. Do you deal with any of that?
Well, my clients do come for direction as to what should they do, and praise God, I'm very transparent, and if I don't know it, I will say I don't know it.
Right.
Let me figure something out. Let me see how I could help. Because of my past experience with the elderly, living in my home at the foster home, the family allowed me to do many, many things, and because of that reason, I learned. But with the Medicare Advantage, if they decide to remain until the end on a Medicare Advantage, then as long as the broker, the company, they know how to contact the company directly to remain in network. That's where the key is.
Okay.
Because although you may enroll on a PPO, it gives you the flexibility to go in and out of network. But that's where the co-insurance does apply, and it's higher. You have that freedom to go in and out, but nonetheless, keeping in mind everything will total up to a higher, even maximum out of pocket there.
Sure. Okay. I realized when we talked about enrollment, we talked about the first enrollment, but we didn't talk about the other enrollment period.
Okay, there's many.
There's many. Is it also A through N?
No, it's periods. Now
Okay.
I think we're going back
Yeah.
to periods.
Yes.
So we talked about the initial enrollment period.
Yeah.
Then
That's when you turn 65 and start filling out the paperwork 3 months before you turn 65.
Correct.
Okay.
Excellent. That's a good memory.
Yeah.
And so after that, if you're dissatisfied or discontent, then you have an OEP, which
Okay.
means that you have another 3 months
Okay.
to enroll on a different Medicare Advantage plan.
So what are some of the reasons why folks come to you and they say, I'm dissatisfied?
They answer a phone call. Right now, they're bombarded with phone calls from agencies, from brokers. We are not supposed to contact our clients over the phone unless we get written authorization or an email saying that we can contact. So I tell my clients, prospect, don't answer. Why? Because they're just enrolled. A needs analysis is so important.
Oh, wait. So someone enrolls and somehow they end up on a list and telemarketers just bombard them.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. So
that ain't right.
No, because it's our elderly.
Yeah, of
that
course.
I've had, for instance, I had this gentleman from the very beginning. I was I didn't know. You come into it, you get all the education that you have to, you get your licenses, and then you think, oh, good. But no, Medicare is a continuous learning process, which is beautiful because you learn, because we're going to serve. We're going to serve a population that needs assistance.
Right.
We're at the border. A lot of our clients don't know, my clients don't know how to speak English. A lot of them don't know how to use a smartphone.
Sure.
It's still the flip-flop. My daddy is one of them. My mom, FaceTime, all that stuff. Facebook, not FaceTime.
Right.
I don't do any of that stuff. But anyway, Mom knew how to do that. So going back, I had this client at the very beginning, and he told me, I was enrolled. I answered a phone call. I was enrolled in a plan. I had surgery in late January, surgery. Therefore, come January, he receives a phone call from the doctor saying, we have to cancel. And he says, why? He found out the person on the other end enrolled him on a plan that wasn't suited. Why? Because they don't ask the questions. And of course, they think that because they hear Medicare Advantage, or sometimes the person that calls doesn't even say it's Advantage, we are supposed to say that so that they could become aware that it's not Medicare. It's not the federal government.
Right.
Social Security and Medicare never call you. But they use words that trigger an alert, and they think, okay, I have to do that.
Oh, wow.
And that's where the problems begin. So his surgery was canceled.
And so then he has to re-enroll under a different program.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
And can he do that anytime during the year?
March, first March through the end of, the beginning of January to the end of March.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, if the surgery was supposed to happen in May and it was canceled, he can only change the plan the following January?
Correct.
Wow, so he has to wait for
January, correct,
Wow.
and it'll become effective on the 1st of the following month.
Wow. So he's in a holding pattern with
Correct.
his, okay.
Correct.
Wow, that's scary.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay, there's a lot more to unpack here, but we do need to take another break. If you're just joining us, we're with Sandra De La Torre. She's an independent licensed agent with Medicare Health Plans. I believe these kind of conversations are super important as we learn, even as folks who are in faith communities, and you see someone who's coming, maybe an elderly person, I imagine they have questions or they're going through things. And just for us in the church to kind of be aware of all of these different situations so that we can maybe help point people in the right direction and make sure, above all, that they know that they're not alone as they're dealing with, it sounds like a lot of complicated red tape. If you're interested in getting in touch with Sandra, her number is 915-539-5659. 915-539-5659. We're going to go into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Testify.
I was 10 years into a 20-year bid in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, doing 23 hours a day in a cell, solitary confinement. I was at a breaking point in life where I was just hopeless, depressed. I couldn't find no peace. It brought me to my knees in a prison cell, and I met Jesus. He delivered me from addiction, from a life of crime, the gangs, from evil, wicked ways. To the gang member that's lost, to the drug addict, Jesus loves you, and no matter what you've done in this world, in this life, the doors are open. When I met Jesus Christ, he touched my heart in a powerful way. I was once a heroin addict, a thief, an all-around bad person. My name is Daniel Chavez. I'm from Central El Paso, and I just want the world to know that if he did this for me, he could do it for anybody.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb
and by the word of their testimony.
DesertVoice.media.
Greetings, KELP listeners. This is Terry Gray, pastor of Calvary Chapel, Sun City, and speaker on the Summons broadcast heard each weekday at 5 p.m. right here on this station. Calvary Chapel, Sun City is located at 960 West Borderland Road on the west side of El Paso. We hold services on Wednesday evenings at 7 and on Sunday mornings at 9 and 11. If you are without a church home, we would love to have you join us for worship and Bible study. You can find out more information about us on the web at www.ccsuncity.org.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you're listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we're with Sandra De La Torre. We're talking about Medicare. There are parts A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. What I've learned today, Sandra, the most important lesson I've learned is 3 months before I turn 65, I'm going to call you. And I'm going to say, Sandra, just make sure I'm covered. Mm-hmm. And you'll tell me where to sign, because, I mean, you talked about how you just need to keep up with it all the time. It's a continuing education for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were talking a bit about why people would change their coverage during these different enrollment periods. Why would you switch from one private carrier to another? There's these names that we all know that we kind of mentioned: Humana, United, Aetna, and I don't have an opinion on any of them. I'm just naming names. Why would someone switch from one to another?
I could give you a story.
Okay.
This just happened a month and a half ago. I'm not going to mention any names. It happened to a dear family member of mine. She was diagnosed with cancer, and the doctor facility dropped its contract from one of the main companies, carriers.
Oh, wow.
So she was scheduled for surgery. And so the ladies up front, the receptionist told her, we have 3 days to get you, 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days to get you enrolled in a different plan, because the doctor was not going to be contracted with them by the next year. So this happened middle year. It doesn't happen during the election periods. No, mid-year, the doctor has the right to do that.
Yeah.
So she called me, because I am her agent anyway, and she's my aunt. So we found a good suit for her, and everything went through beautifully.
Wow.
There was no lapse. There was no... we didn't have to wait for another month for her to get her surgery.
I can only
done.
imagine, though, how many people end up in a lurch, and then they're having to wait for another enrollment period, and they can't just switch at the drop of a hat. And when you look at all of this, sadly, neither you nor I are in Congress. We don't have big influence in society or in legislation. But what would you recommend for the government to make this better for the people?
For somewhere or another, for those phone calls to stop.
Yeah.
We could send flyers out, commercials. There's plenty of commercials.
Sure.
Now they do it on Facebook, and but for the calls to stop, I mean, I take care of my license a lot, and so because of that reason, I'm not out fishing. Even at an event, I do events in different areas. I cannot approach the vehicles. They need to come to me. I cannot stop you.
That's a legal issue. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. My
it's
license
the law.
is not exactly.
Okay.
And I take that to heart. I mean, and plus, if they want to come and talk to me, they know. Now you've given my number a few times.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to call without authorization from you. So I think we need to protect our elderly. The Medicare card used to be Social Security number. So they changed it. And now it's numbers and digits and letters.
Yeah.
Why? Because
A through N.
In this case, Z. And so it's very different to keep them safe because of fraud and everything. Social Security number was no longer on the cards, but it still happens. People are. I mean, it's sales. I meet with you. I change you over to a plan. When you're in a good plan, I got my money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's. Like the gentleman that referred me to you,
right.
I mean, I met with him, and he was at a very good plan. So I told him, you stay there.
Yeah.
Why move somebody that's pleased and content and knows who to call, the member services number. They have an app that has everything on there, what medications he was on, when he got them, things like that. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And so I wish they would just be more protected.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah, it is interesting for me because I lived overseas for many years, and there were all kinds of scam calls. It was interesting for me moving back to the United States. If you buy a car, even a used car, you're immediately bombarded with mail, phone calls, all of these things. It's kind of shocking that even with Medicare, that somehow people's old folks, the elderly, their personal information is being shared, and then I'm going to say the wolves are out after them, and that's interesting that that's what you point to above all, because I assume some people are, if nothing else, you're bringing stress into someone's life at a point in their life where they just need to be able to relax, enjoy their family, not need to live in fear. So I love that you bring that up. I know you're a woman of faith. We talked about what church you go to. You were mentioning when you came into the studio, you love listening to Christian radio. When it comes to working with the elderly, Medicare health plans, where does faith come in?
Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And everything that we do to the people, it's as if we were doing it to the Lord.
Yes. Amen.
And I go to bed in peace.
Yeah.
And knowing that I did my best.
Right.
And going back, if I don't know it, I will tell you I don't know. Let me get some education on it, but I'm not going to lie to you, sit there and lie to you.
Right. Yeah. And then I want to ask, we live obviously in a bilingual community. You speak Spanish?
Fluently.
Yeah. And
not perfect. I know how to say menudo and plenty of other stuff that I want to eat.
So how does that play into maybe, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe the government provides all kind of Spanish language material for the elderly, but are the citizens, the folks who are on Medicare who maybe don't speak English well, are they at some kind of informational disadvantage?
No, not really.
Okay.
All of the plans are really, really good as far as having translators.
Okay.
The material is also provided in their language.
Okay.
So that is great to know. Right?
All right.
Even the large print for those that can't see very well.
Okay.
And when I meet with a prospect, if I notice that something is not understood, I request a family member to be present.
Yeah.
That is extremely important.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine so that someone else is there, so there's not confusion later.
Yes.
Well, she came and said this,
Correct.
and all these kind of questions.
Correct.
I can only imagine. And am I right to understand that you make house calls?
Yes.
Okay.
Primarily that's what it is.
Okay, so you're just driving all over. You're meeting with these
All
folks.
over.
Yeah, you're meeting with these fine folks in their home. You're really getting to understand their situation. What are some of the basic questions you ask to make sure that they're getting the plan that they need?
Doctors, the doctor list.
Okay.
To make sure that there's no surgery that's pending, that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Any authorizations for MRIs if that's pending. Medication, because every company has a different formulary. Medicare still oversees that, and it knows what medications are not going to be covered. But nonetheless, we need to make sure that come the following month, they go to the pharmacy and they're told that the insurance is not covering that. Cost is very important nowadays. Everything is about cost, and so when I do the needs analysis, I set out in paper the tiers the medication falls under, so they know what their copay is going to be and if they're going to meet a coinsurance for the name brand, non-preferred name brand, and the specialty drugs.
Right. And I think probably a big part of your job is to make sure there's no surprises later.
Right. We don't want disenrollments. An agent
Yeah.
doesn't want a disenrollment.
Yeah.
So that means that the client was unsatisfied, was not satisfied. Within 30 days, he's out of that plan.
Yeah.
So I make sure that I go through everything. The interviews are long, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, but whoever tells me, "Oh, why do you have you taken such a long time?" I went with an agent last year, and she only took 10 minutes. I'm thinking, really? That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The goal here is not for this to be quick.
Right.
It's for it to be thorough.
Correct.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, Sandra, I believe this has been such an important conversation. I really appreciate you coming in. If you're just joining us, we've been with Sandra De La Torre, independent license agent for Medicare health plans. Her phone number is 915-539-5659. Sandra, you're from the borderland.
Yes. Born and raised here.
Born and
well,
raised.
we lived in California and Colorado because of Daddy's construction business.
All right.
But adult here.
Okay. And at the beginning of this program, we say this: the world is looking at El Paso. What will we say to the world? And the reason we have that is because when I moved to El Paso, I saw that when it came to what's happening in El Paso, very often it was national news that would come in and tell our story. I'm going to say our story, even though I'm relatively new to the borderland. And I believe it's important for those of us like you who are born and raised here to tell the world what El Paso is like. What is one thing you would want the world to know about the borderland?
Look at our elderly and remember that we're here for a reason. And they had a big part of it.
Wow.
I really believe that.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's good to remember, even as we're going into Christmas, remember the elderly, look around at church. If anyone is there alone, we've talked a lot about that in the past couple weeks. Look to use this Christmas season as a way not just to celebrate, which of course we will, but also to serve. And this has been a good reminder about the elderly today, and also I believe a lot of useful information. Sandra, again, thank you for coming in. I do believe this was an important conversation. As we always say, let's learn to love our city and love our neighbor. And I'm going to add today, let's learn to love the elderly even more and give God all the glory. This has been 915 Talk. You have been listening to 915 Talk, a production of Desert Voice Media. In order to listen to previous editions of 915 Talk, just visit desertvoice.media. Let's learn together to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
Hi, I'm Johnny Erkson Tata, and recently Ken and I were reminiscing about our wedding